This is Governance Council regular meeting, Monday, July 15th. We'll take the roll call. Reed? Here. Courtney? Here. And Nick is here. Here. And Joe Ben was wanting me to call him so he could listen in.
Okay.
I'll wait till we get something substantive here. Pledge real quick.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Katie, will you send that link to Joe Ben that I sent you?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to just listen in?
Yeah.
Okay, well I got you on speaker.
Never mind, Katie.
I'll turn it down a little bit. Okay, we've got need a motion for approval of last meeting's agenda. Oh, for the approval of this meeting's agenda.
I haven't looked at it actually, so give me 1 second.
Sure.
We have to add the approval of the minutes, or it's missing on here.
Oh, okay.
It's in consent agenda.
Oh.
We haven't.
Yep.
I tried, guys.
That's fantastic.
You're welcome.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Reed?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Oh, and Joe Ben. Okay, sorry about that. I need to leave my screen on here so I remember you're there. Okay, and I guess we'll go straight to the administrator.
All right, awesome. We're looking pretty good for next year. Our enrollment right now is 87 students, with 80 of those being SEG or funding. We have 6 in pre-K right now. We're funded for 10, so we have 4 slots that are still available. Kinder and First has a wait list of 2 kids. First and Second has a wait list of 2 kids. Third and Fourth is full. Fifth and Sixth is at 19 because everybody had to be given their spot moving forward. So they're over capacity, but I put in a waiver for classroom size. And so we should be fine there. And then 7th, 8th is sitting at 11 right now with 7 spaces available. Did lose a couple of kids to Taos Academy, wanting to go more in that kind of hybrid mode. But I did speak to that parent last week, and she's now kind of going, is there still space? And I'm like, there's still space. She can come back. So, or he or she can come back. So we'll see what happens there. Later on tonight, I'll need approval on the calendar that's going to go to NMPED. It did change just a little bit from the one that you guys approved back during budget. And so I'll share that with you. Teachers will begin on July 29th, and then students will begin the following Monday on August 5th. Open to set a trip to the tip, Reed, on the 23rd of August, if that's possible, for our field trip. I wanted to share just a little bit of data with you on how we ended last year, which was pretty good. We had some really good growth across the board. I just need to find it.
August 23rd?
Yes, sir.
We need to find the growth.
Okay, it's not in my folder. I apologize, but I will tell you that our kids made really good gains from beginning of the year to end of the year. This year, we're going to focus a little bit more on that mid-year. They tend to kind of have a slump, and then they climb back out of it. But if we could maintain, then end of year would look better without a slump. So that's what we're going for this year. Teachers have professional development on the 29th, a little bit on the 29th, the staff one with me. iReady, which is our math curriculum, on Tuesday. I have a teacher who has been Teacher of the Year a couple of times in Florida. Now he's working in Espanola and has made quite an impact on their scores using a approach called 40X, which is 4 disciplines of execution. It's a Covey book, and then it has the leader in me as the educational piece. But I saw him at a conference, and he was really impressive. And so I asked him if he'd do a professional development with me for our teachers, and he agreed. So we'll do that, and then we're going to have a new short cycle assessment called M-Class that goes along with our iStation and our CKLA for just another good monitoring tool to keep our kids on the right path, making gains academically, socially, and physically. Floors were waxed.
Yeah, they look
Yay.
good. They look really good.
Yep. I've got a couple of requests for quotes for the back awning. I did talk with Chris today. He got the water line in, so the above line water's gone.
Oh, really?
Yep, that's done. And as soon as it came on, we were doing floors, and they use a bunch of water for floors, and that building went out. So he had to come and look at this building today. He thought it was just the ERC valve, something like that, a valve. He pulled it apart, and there were rocks in the valve. So the line didn't get blown out before it was totally hooked up, was his thinking, because it had rocks in it and it was blocking. So he and someone from the town got out to the ground level here, and they were able to blow out the rest of the rocks. So right now we're doing okay, and we have water across the whole building.
How did they figure the rocks got in there?
They don't feel like the line was blown out before it was connected to the water heater and set in place, because there were rocks inside of that valve. So, sign installation, keeping my fingers crossed. Luke and Kai are looking at it to put in the front flower bed. Raise it up about 2 feet so the snow won't pile up against the wood. And they're supposed to get back to me with a quote for that pretty quick.
So it'd go between those 2 windows?
Would go between those 2 windows. I'm excited. I hope it happens. We've only had it, well, since the building.
How long?
The summer before the building broke ground is when it was
We
donated
can't
to us.
attach it to the building.
It's too heavy. I mean, I'm afraid it'll pull awning down. It's that
It
heavy.
is, it is pretty
Like
heavy.
awning. I mean, whatever that is, siding. Sorry.
Oh, really?
It's
Like
it's massive.
Couple hundred pounds.
Mhm. It's really big.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't too keen on it.
yeah,
That's why I kind of wish we kept the old.
yeah. I worry about the heft of it in the wind. Like if we were to get another wind, then we could be. I'd rather have it down low, and it just destroy down low than up high.
So it won't be up on posts.
It will.
Could be.
The thought is to take the 2x4 off of the bottom and then go up with posts all the way through the sign.
On both sides.
Mm-hmm. And then dig down into the flower bed the 3 feet.
So the sign's sitting down on the
Yep.
ground, not up on posts on top.
Right.
Okay.
Well, 2.5 feet off the ground. So this, yeah.
Right.
Perfect. Excited about the playground. It's the equipment has been ordered, but they're not going to probably be able to pull out and start until late August, early September. He did say though that he had no doubt of having it in before winter. So we'll have it at least then.
And it probably just takes them a couple of days.
I really don't know. But he
So-
said maybe he said a month or 2. I think he said a month or 2
A
because
month to do it
because
all?
I said what about winter? You know, you got to get it all set before
Is he
ground
working it
freezes.
out?
He's going to take this one out.
So we'll be
It's
without a
not going.
playground for a month?
Not going elsewhere.
No, there was a grandfather of our students who had asked about it and another parent who asked about it, but he had already made plans with demolition and told that person he could take it. But he did send me 3 other playgrounds that he's got going on in the area. and said I could send that on to those parents. And if they wanted to demolish it and remove it, then he'd work with them to do that. But yeah, that one I wouldn't. I'm happy someone I don't know is taking it because it is so old. It's so sad. I got that one fencing and retaining wall quote at $61,000. It's actually just fencing. There is no retaining wall in it.
61,000 for fencing alone.
Yep. And I have another guy out of Taos
Of course,
who's
that's
getting
around the
whole perimeter, 856 feet. 856 feet.
Some of this back here we probably don't want to take out because
I don't want to take out the
it's
existing
working
fence.
like
Exactly. Exactly. It is. So, fencing, I've got another quote coming before we make a decision on that. Oh, look, there's my data paper clipped to my report. Isn't that organized? That's organized. All right. So here you go. All grades in August, and this is K1 and 2. Okay. But then if you look at May, you'll see that improvement from K1 and 2 here, which I think is pretty impressive. If you want to pass that down too. And then here are the August scores for the whole grade levels, K through 8th. That's all combined, and so you can see that they also improved. It's not as impressive as the 1 through 2. They really grow a lot, and that's that.
Yeah, they had a bad view if you compare everything to the start.
Yeah. And then math doesn't show as well on the state test. Our students typically make their growth. That's the year, and almost half of the school made their stretch growth, which is good. So part of the reason we're having an iReady training is to figure out why are we performing better on our short cycle than we are on the state test, because supposedly this is more rigorous than the state test. So there's some sort of a disconnect. So we're going to have a conversation about that as well in the professional development that's coming up. Any questions?
When did they say they were going to take the playground?
August, late August, early September.
So they'll be taking it while the kids are eating.
Yeah, he said they'll fence it off, and then we'll do, for recess, we should have still some open space on the other side. It just won't be playground equipment. Or teachers may decide that they want to take them off campus once a week and go to Millette or Brandenburg.
That would be better while the weather's good.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
just get them out of here.
No, I like that. That's a better exercise for them.
Yeah. Take advantage of the good weather while we have it until the snow flies.
And then last thing on maintenance, talked with Chris today. He's going to look at redirecting the condensation lines from all of those units in the back, because it makes an ice rink in the winter, and then the snow falling from the top on top of the condensation that's wet, we end up with a 2-inch ice rink back there. So we're hoping that maybe that'll help alleviate some of that.
Condensation lines?
Those the units
because
in
they
the back.
drip out on the.
Exactly.
So what would he do? Extend
He's
them?
going to come take a look at them. We just had the conversation today, and so he'll come and take a look at them and quote them out. But he did say, Blake was in there talking with me about it to him, and he said he thought that would be a good idea too. So they must have something in mind for how to get it off the sidewalk. That's it.
Thank you. I guess we have no public comment.
We can approve the entire consent agenda at once we discuss it, so we don't have to do A, B, C.
Okay, and do we have minutes from the last meeting?
They're right there. This is them.
May 10th. Oh, okay. That's short.
Because we didn't have a quorum for June, so we don't
Right,
have
right.
it. And
We don't
then
have June to-
here's the, no, there was
from
no
May.
quorum. There was no quorum. Here's the
No form, no minutes.
calendar.
Which is a bummer.
Yep.
So there's still in the calendar, I know it's on the consent agenda, but in the calendar, there's 157 student days with 8 of those being asynchronous. And so something will go home for students to work on those asynchronous days.
So instead of there being a real fall break, they
Yep.
have a packet home.
Yes, yes.
Lots of schools are doing that.
Yeah, it's,
So they don't act, they come into school and then.
No, they don't.
no, it's all home. So if it's a purple day, it's at home. Mhm.
We can get all the conferences done in one day,
So
or
they still
maybe the
work.
purple is also yellow.
So when you see that, it's at part day, and so they can have both of those days to do
Okay.
conferences.
Because we always try to have
One
2
week
days.
of online learning. It's 90%, you know, I'll be surprised at 90, I'll be surprised at 10% if it gets done.
Yeah.
Turn it back.
And I added on there for you guys the quarters and the short cycle assessment, the boy beginning, middle, and end of year.
And then you updated the staff yearbook,
Handbook.
or handbook, I mean. Staff
I believe I sent all of that to you guys so y'all could review it since it's on the consent agenda.
It's a lot. Did anyone get a chance to look over this? Have any questions about the calendar, the handbook? And the procurement policy, I did go over that. Staff contracts,
Just the normal.
community tech solutions. What did they do for us?
Oh, they give us a quote every year about what they feel, this will be $85 an hour or $125 if they're doing network. And then the thought is it'll be around, we do our PO for 11,500, but we don't typically reach it.
Right. Yeah, better than doing it. Have a motion to approve the consent agenda. What did anything change in that handbook?
In the staff handbook, I tried to just make it more clear of who they go to for insurance, or if you have where you go to look for your retirement, or just tried to make it a little
Right.
more self-explanatory for them to go through as well,
Right.
because they'll have a copy of that they can have in their email. It did not change a lot. It just got fine-tuned.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben, you still there? Yeah. Heather,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
That's unanimous. Guess we're ready for Katie.
All right. Let me get my stuff. So we're still working on the information for June because we're closing everything for the audit. And so we were closing you today, but wasn't enough time to balance the bank rec and check register. So we'll vote on June next month. We will vote on May tonight because we didn't get a chance to do that. Oh, Kimberly, can you allow me to share my screen?
Yes.
I think if you either go to participants or share, you can do it.
More. Your pin, rename, waiting room, remove report. Nope, let me look at the other one. Let me look at the more section. Settings, maybe?
Maybe.
Let's video. Background statistics about.
And also, if everyone has it and they're looking at it, I can just talk through it. That's the other thing we can do.
Allow to share screen.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Okay, share this screen. It's more like it's mine that's sharing though, Katie, instead of
Yeah.
yours.
Gonna be under view.
No, that just puts you in a gallery or
Huh. And they
something
just
I need to learn.
changed Zoom, like changed all the buttons. So I don't know where they are anymore. Oh wait, no, that's fine. Okay, so I'll just talk through it and you guys can look at the copies that you all have in front of you.
Stop share. Maybe if I stop sharing, would you be able to?
No, it says I'm disabled, so I don't think
All right.
I can do it. Anyway, all right, so the first thing here is the new Cinda bank rec for May. We ended the month at a little over $1 million, which is pretty good. And the difference in the GL are the journal entries, which we can look at also in a second. We were able, before the end of the fiscal year, to open up another account at New Mexico Bank and Trust, and we transferred the majority of our funds into that account. And that is because New Mexico Bank and Trust would issue us pledge collateral. And so we do have a notice of pledge collateral now for the audit. And the next thing are the new Cinda receipts. And so these are all of the revenues that came in the month of May. April, March, and May, the OST funding, which is the out of school funding, they all came kind of as one group. Other than that, everything else is pretty much on time. And then the last page is that journal entry for $7,000. Our pre-K program allows us to reimburse transportation. And so they allowed us to, so I journal entered $7,000 so that we could do that reimbursement. There was no activity for our Hillcrest account. Any questions on any of the bank recs?
None here.
I don't have any.
And we have a bars to vote on, I guess.
Yep. Then we have 2 bars.
Oh,
Both
sorry.
do you want to do the bars and then vote on everything, or you want to stop and vote on the financials?
Separate.
Oh.
We need to approve
Maybe we
bank
should start
recs.
putting that in the consent agenda. Yeah, I guess we need a motion to
Make a
approve the
motion to
financial.
approve the bank, whatever's.
Monthly financials.
Thank you. Don't have the agenda.
Oh, shoot.
Well, I'm just trying to
I'll second.
back and forth.
No doubt. All in favor, Courtney, aye. Joe Ben? Aye. Heather?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have the bars.
Okay. And so the bars are 2 bars. We got budget authority over them in May and June. And I put them in OBMS, but for whatever reason, they didn't go through the whole PED process for the approval. For IDA, this did happen for several schools. So we spent our IDA funds on a special education teacher. And so we're just barring that. And then the next one is our pre-K award that we get every year, and we mostly spend it on the salaries for our pre-K teacher, in addition to that transportation stipend that we get also for our pre-K kids.
I'll make a motion to approve the bars.
I'll second.
All in favor, Courtney, I, Joe Ben, Heather,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
and Nick.
Yes.
So, what? So does we have one preschool or two? Just one.
Just
100,000?
one.
Yeah, it's for her salary and
Oh, and
benefits,
benefits,
and
yeah.
then we also get some, like, I charge the waxing of her room to that pre-K
Oh,
account.
okay.
So, yeah, yeah. Transportation.
So that gets charged there.
Yeah, and it was actually, that's lower than last year, isn't it, Katie? That pre-K fund?
It is because last year we got an extra $5,000 for curriculum. It was like a special one-time amount, and we
Okay.
didn't get it this time.
Okay, perfect.
And then we've got a new legal counsel.
So yes, we have been using Matthews Fox for as long back as I can remember. Patty Matthews has always been our legal advisor, but counsel. But she's retiring this time for good, and so Sue Fox will take over the clientele. But she can't handle the whole clientele. She's going to have to hire someone else in, and so I wanted to have the conversation about that versus Dan Hill. So Dan Hill is another legal counsel that is big in the charter world, and Katie has worked directly with him with 2 schools, 3 schools.
I don't know, maybe like 6, quite a few. Yeah. Oh,
Yep. Sorry about that. It was
No,
me.
you're fine.
My fault.
No, I've worked with Dan in, I want to say we share like 6 schools together, something like that. It's quite a few.
Out of Albuquerque.
Yes. Yes.
He's
But,
in.
and Matthews Fox is in Santa Fe. Dan does do a flat rate, whereas Sue will by the hour. Well, bill. Thank you. We'll have billable hours. So I kind of want us to think about which would be better for our school, and also with the thought of I'd really like to approach Quest on buying the land. And so I think it's important that we have someone just in case. Yeah,
And getting the state,
Potentially.
and getting the state involved.
potentially. And
Or at least
also,
maybe he'd have advice in that
yes,
direction.
yes, and then he also has an assistant who would help with compliance. So she'll go through policies with me. She'll, kind of make sure, okay, yes, this statute changed, or here's this, let's look at that. So there's also that benefit as well.
What's the quote?
It's 10,000.
What's GRT?
Yeah, what is his GR? Oh no, it's our GRT, isn't it? It's our gross receipts tax.
No, it's his GRT because he's based in Albuquerque.
Okay, all right.
That's how ours works too. So
We
It's
never.
gonna be less than 9. What is your GRT in
It's like
Albuquerque?
7.65.
So, what was our average expenditure on?
It's usually around 5,000.
Yes, it's usually around 5,000.
Thank you, Katie.
If somebody is dealing with compliance, bringing our policies up to date, that's gonna, and whatever potential additional use we might need, it's probably worth it. Sue
You're
would
feeling
like to do more.
litigious.
I mean, what if it was more? His is the flat rate, right?
Right.
We can't go over, yeah.
Right.
I'm sure unless there's something some.
But if he does
Yeah.
that
There's
with
always a
everybody,
clause
it
in there
seems
that,
like
like,
everybody
if
would
you
be
use
pulling him
over
in
X-
every direction.
Well, I think that it's based on school size too. I don't think he's gonna take like a,
Yeah,
but I don't know, but I don't think he would take a big school district
No.
and say it's,
yeah,
but I have no idea.
yeah, that is correct. His pricing is based on your size of your school, the number of years he's been with you to, like if you're starting a school, it's less, versus an established school like you guys. And I think he has started to add like complexity, like if you have a ton of HR issues, he might change the price, for the next year, but I don't foresee that happening with you guys, so.
But he works alone, no partners.
He has Sam who works with him, who does all his policy work, does all the PEC work.
Oh,
She
okay.
does, yeah, so she does a lot of the compliance work. And I know he's looking for another lawyer, I think, to help him, but he hasn't found that person quite yet.
I mean, it might be worth it, in my opinion, for, you know, that experience rather than, what'd you say, Sue, having to hire someone that.
And at least we won't be
Doesn't
afraid to ask for
have
advice.
Right. Yeah, because it's open. It's
Yeah.
open-ended.
Because I remember you're always like, oh, should we talk to Patty?
Well,
And it costs us
I'll make a
$400.
motion to accept the Dan
Dan
Hill
Hill, or Dan Hill.
contract for legal counsel.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben?
Aye.
Reed?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Nick?
Yes.
That's unanimous. I guess we have to vote on the Open Meetings Act every year, or is it-
Yeah, it's that time of year. We have to do it each year. And I did want to talk to you about it because I know we on our Opens Meetings Act, we have 5:30 as our start time. So do you foresee next year, like needing with the girls needing a late?
It should be 5:30. I have told they're taking UNM classes on campus on Fridays. I've told them they can't take anything on Mondays.
Okay.
Oh,
I
nice.
can't go to Taos 4 days a week.
Okay, so then that would be okay, the
I think
5:30?
5:30 is fine.
Okay, and still keep it the third Monday? Yep. Okay, perfect. So then if you motion on that.
I'll make a motion to accept the Open Meetings Act resolution.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben?
Aye.
Heather?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
We need to sign this.
Yeah, just say that you agree with it.
And the pre-K start date.
Yes, so Miss McCullum does home visits every year.
Right.
And so she starts with your approval a week later. So I just put it on the agenda to see if she could start on August 12th, but she would have a parent-student visiting day on the 8th. But her official start date would be the 12th if council approves.
Is that going to mess up our 160 days?
No, because they're on a different, this calendar is a K-12. Pre-K is on a different calendar. They like for us to, sorry, I took your pen. They like for it to be as close as possible, but those home visits are so important, and she spends 2.5, 3 hours in almost every home.
You said August 12th?
It would be August 12th, yes, sir.
Start date with home visits on.
I'll make a motion to accept August 12th as the start date.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben?
Aye.
Heather?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess we're going into executive session on a personnel matter?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hop off.
Bye, Katie.
Bye, y'all.
And then I can pause it.
Make a motion to convene executive session.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben?
Aye.
Heather?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes.
I'm going to pause the recording for executive.
And I guess August 19th is.
What do you have to say? about
Is
no
it still
actions?
muted or anything?
Oh,
You can read it, read.
No action items or votes were taken in the executive session.
and August 19th is good for everybody for the next meeting. Okay. Well, I guess we'll adjourn then.
August 19th it is.
I'm gonna need a signature from Joe Ben.
Oh, hey, Joe Ben. When would be should I just take this and bring it back to you?
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
Okay.
Adjourn so I can close this.
Yeah, next time you get a chance, or I could even come by Quest on the way to Taos or something. But we just need your signature on. I think this was for the Open Meetings Act. It's something we do every year.
Okay. I'll get with you to see when we can do it. I'm not sure when I'll be up in Red again.
Well, I come down there all the time too.
Right now I'm in Taos.
I go. I'm usually on my way to Taos.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye. Wonder how his divorce is going. Meeting? Yeah, we're adjourned.
Kimberly, I'm going to do something I've never done before and just email you the minutes right now. Is that cool?
Yeah.
It's very cool.